Hello, I am the godfather of Radical Rascals, the founder, the creator, and pretty much the guy that's holding this whole thing up.
This is what I get for letting me do the fucking introduction. The last two, between that last one and this one.
You start?
Yeah,
Oh, no.
we're going. Welcome to Radical Rascals.
I'm the godfather.
Okay, I'm Nick.
I'm Sean.
I'm Aryanna.
And I'm Sean. Just to make it clear for the listeners.
I'm a guest rascal today.
Yeah, this is our guest Rascalette.
Part
Aryanna.
2.
Yeah.
Today we're talking about social media.
Yes, good.
Yes.
Yeah, we're talking about social media. We're gonna talk about, I guess it's kind of pointless to talk about what social media is.
Yeah.
Because I don't think this...
If you're on this podcast and listening to it, you know what social media is.
Could you imagine, I've never heard of this socialing medias? Was that it? So we're just going to talk about, I guess, the different platforms. Well, I guess we're kind of talking about them collectively. LinkedIn, MySpace.
That was good.
Those are still things, and I saw your MySpace like a while back.
Yeah.
You saw like the kid like this in like a hoodie.
Yeah. My number one friend is Obama.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Liberal days.
So yeah, we're gonna talk about I guess just social media, how we feel it impacts our society today, and just the pros and cons of it, because it's, whether you like it or hate it, it's a very, very big thing, and it's very pertinent in a lot of different ways to how people live their lives. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I guess Sean, take it away.
We're starting off with pros or cons.
Well, let's just start off with what we use, right? Because three different people. I'm very big on social media. I have every social media app. No, I'm joking.
No, he really does have 1 million followers.
One day you have to post this podcast to your social media. You know that, right?
Yeah. I use Instagram the most. That's where to me, social media has always been about networks and education. I've never used it as a form of entertainment, like, oh, I'm bored, let me scroll on Instagram or some shit, No, it's always been like, I follow like the vegan community, I learned from them. I've been on the sort of leftist communist community, Albanian community, Balkan community, Russian community, and it's just all about networking. And that's why I use Instagram and
Twitter.
And Twitter, of course. All types of followers there. And again, for me, it comes down to focus. And I think Steve Jobs said this. It's like focusing is being able to say no. It's just
that you're quoting Steve Jobs.
No, it's one of his interesting quotes.
It's like you quoting Bush.
No, I know, because I'm a communist and I'm quoting Steve Jobs. But no, the quote is interesting. It's focusing is being able to say no, and I think that's really simple and really true. And all of social media, it's like I see some shit. Like I scroll on social media and I'll see like some funny pages and shit. Just dumb videos, but super funny, entertaining, but I don't follow them, right? Because I have an objective, right? And my objective is not to get sucked down into these fucking holes of Instagram. And I want to learn from Instagram. I want to spread knowledge on Instagram and build from the community like that. I'm on Facebook, of course, with just to get in touch with family and shit. That's pretty much it. Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.
So why is it that you don't use other social media platforms?
I can't even think of what other social media platforms are there.
YouTube.
Okay, so I do use YouTube.
LinkedIn.
No, I don't have LinkedIn. I do use YouTube, again, strictly...
he said he is on Facebook.
Strictly educational. Very rarely am I in...
Snapchat?
I have Snapchat, for one particular reason.
He sends nudes. He uses it just to send out nudes.
No. Do you know why or no?
I mean, I'm assuming.
Okay, then I'll tell you after the show then. After the episode. But I do use Snapchat. And I used to be big on Snapchat. I don't know if you remember, like, I used to put fucking videos of me just talking about, like...
About being vegan.
And
he would just tell people that they're horrible if they eat meat on Snapchat.
He still does. He's just learned to kind of water it down slightly, but the sentiment is the same. Yeah. No, like you're contributing to the meat industry, which is single-handedly causing the suffering of billions of animals a year. But no biggie.
No biggie. It's nothing.
All right. So Aryanna, what about the social media platforms you use?
So sadly, I differ from Sean in the fact that I do use it for entertainment. I am currently on TikTok, Instagram, and Snapchat. My most abused one is TikTok, which I feel like has been so great and so bad at the same time. So great in the fact that I feel like it's really helped me understand a lot more politically. Not that TikTok is ever... a resource for information at all, but it was just definitely kept me more up to date with a lot of things, because I think, you know, especially with what's been going on in the past couple of years with police brutality, it's brought a lot of light into people's eyes, so it's been positive in that way where we see things that wouldn't be there. You know, for a long time it was weird that I would conversate with people and they would be like, you know, I don't understand why people are complaining now about what they see and everything, but it's like social media brought that to light. It's like that abuse has always been going on. We just now see it. So I feel like it's helped me a lot expand my minds to other views, you know, just seeing that.
I think a lot of people are also looking for it a lot more
now. Oh, for sure. But it definitely spreads a message. Like when somebody gets a car accident, when somebody gets hurt, when somebody gets attacked, that's the first thing they do is pull up their phone, which is like, why would you do that? But at the end of the day, it's bringing light to something. It's showing you reality. With sex trafficking, I've seen a lot of awareness with that, which has been very helpful. A lot of cooking has helped, but then it's also just showing what's like latest in trends, dancing, makeup, stuff like that. So it definitely has its pros and cons.
But so that for you there is an educational element as well, right?
Yes. No, like what you said, like for a prime example, like veganism, like when we talked about that, I've known about veganism, obviously, like being friends with certain vegans, that's shown me that. But then like seeing other things, like I didn't understand like what the depth of carcinogens being in food, and watching so many videos about that. I didn't know that if your pots had like a little scratch on it, you need to throw them out immediately because metal gets in your food.
Right.
I didn't realize that cooking with wooden and bamboo utensils were more helpful than ever cooking with plastic. So it's like made me want to throw all that stuff away. So it's like little things that you didn't realize were there. You get what I'm saying? So it's been very positive in that way. But I know that I abuse it because I watch it when I'm bored.
Yeah, we all abuse it to an extent. I mean, even I, like sometimes I'll...
Even the mighty Sean?
Yeah, even me. I mean, sometimes I get into...
Bloons Tower Defense battles.
Yeah, you know.
He's been killing that shit lately. He plays Bloons Tower Defense on his phone for like an hour and a half. It's like this dude just discovered entertainment. He's like, oh shit. It's like a caveman who gets unfrozen and watches Mad Jerry Springer.
That's funny as fuck. Alright, Nick, tell us about...
why you don't have social media.
Well, unlike you guys, I actually am not addicted to social media because I'm a better person.
He just watches it through his girlfriend.
Yeah, and through Aryanna. Yeah, they send me mad TikToks. No, actually I do. I'll sit over Maddie's shoulder and I'll watch TikToks. I refuse to make my own, but I'll sit over there and I'll watch it for like an hour and a half. The problem is that like they're just so digestible. They're so quick. Like
but it's like Vine. Kind of Vine.
Like but they're slightly longer Vine, so you could do so much more. Like,
and that's why I feel like TikTok, as much as like I know it's been like the controversy of this year of whether we should ban it here in America or not. Yeah. It's been, I feel like people want to ban it because of the mass amount of information it's spread. In everything with these little girl TikTokers that do their little dances, getting them famous within a year with millions of followers, to obviously getting political this year. TikTok helped spread mass information, whether it was right or wrong.
Yeah, I think that comes at the cost of mass misinformation as well.
Oh, for sure.
There's plenty of people who will hear some good information but recite it in an improper way. And of course that their meaning is perfect and like they understood it perfectly, but they say it in a way that can kind of come off irresponsible because people will listen to it and take it at face value and kind of absorb the right information in the wrong way.
Of course, that's like with anything though.
Right. You know. So I feel like, but I just feel like with TikTok, it makes it a lot easier to do it and it's a lot more common.
Yeah. I agree.
So I mean, but I do think that it's I think you're right. I think it's great at least spreading ideas. You know, maybe not spreading knowledge, but it can at least open your eyes and say, oh hey, these ideas exist. You can go and like research them on your own. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so social media that I use, I literally only have Facebook
and Twitch.
Well, yeah, but that's not like me. You get what I mean? Like, because even on, because I do have a Twitter and Instagram.
And talking to people publicly.
No, because Twitch isn't social media. It's similar to YouTube, where could it be considered social media?
I would think it is because you watch
other
people,
I guess,
you interact with people.
Okay, so on a personal level.
So he's not perfect, everyone.
Right. So on a personal level, I have YouTube and Facebook. Facebook I generally only use to keep in contact with some people, family and some friends or whatever the case.
I want to get Facebook again.
Okay, Sean, yes, you. And then YouTube. Actually, yeah, YouTube. It's so dangerous. I spend so many hours.
I don't
on
even
YouTube.
watch TV. I don't need TV. I just need YouTube.
It's so bad. Like, the amount of content I watch is so bad. I mean, and I try to do it, like, during the day whenever I'm driving around in my truck. I try to, like, put on debates or podcasts or something, like, somewhat educational, you know, audiobooks, something like that. But, you know, it'd be a lie if I said that was all of it or even... No, I'd say most of it. During the day, that's most of it. But yeah, in my off time, I watch Super Smash Bros. Videos a lot. But yeah, so... I do stream on Twitch, and because of that, for my stream, I made a Twitter and Instagram, but I literally only use them to post about my stream. I don't follow anybody or go on them whatsoever. Plus, it's all relatively new. But yeah, so I just personally kind of don't like social media. I had Instagram mad long ago. You remember that?
Genghis Sean sucks eggs.
Yeah, because Sean's name on Instagram was Genghis Sean, so my name was Genghis Sean sucks eggs. I loved that name. So, but yeah, I deleted it, and then I never looked back. You know, even now and then, like whenever I do go on Facebook, that shit sucks me in so quick.
Really?
Yeah, it's so fast. I'll go on because I get like a notification. I'm like, oh, it's someone's birthday or something. I'm like, oh, that's cool. And I find myself like 30 minutes in just swiping down. I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, this is not even what I'm here for. But yeah, it's bad. Plus, I personally just hate Snapchat so much. I feel like if there's anything, it's Snapchat that like uses its facial recognition software to create profiles about people and like have these networks of how people kind of contact each other. And like, I don't know, I feel like they sell a lot of this information as like packages and profiles about people to external companies for advertising or whatnot.
Oh, I feel like that about TikTok.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely incredibly plausible as well.
But the thing is, I don't believe which I believe what you're saying 1,000%, but I already feel like we're way past that. Like,
I mean, yeah, I don't think that they're the only ones who do it. I don't know. That's just always stuck in my head. People just always are like, oh, look at this person over here at this place doing this thing. And I'm like, I don't want anyone to really like always know where I am and what I'm doing.
You don't have to have that setting on though.
I know. It's just always like...
The people that
I guess
do,
that's the culture of Snapchat that I've seen and I just didn't like. I know that I could go about it and just keep my location off and like... I don't even have to really post anything. I could just have friends. Yeah, I just...
Yeah, I have people that I know that, like, they've never posted once, and they just watch stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's the same thing with, like, Instagram or Twitter. I don't need more distractions in my life. I'm easily distracted as is. Like I said, Facebook even just grabs me. Memes,
I haven't been on Facebook since I was, like, 16 years old.
Bro, it's just memes. Memes get me so quick. They're so dangerous.
I always feel like mom memes on there, but...
No, there's some funny ones now. But either way, so yeah, that's me. So, I think that's it for this week. No, I guess now we can kind of get into. We'll start with the pros of social media and then get into the cons, just because it's called pros and cons. Mm-hmm. And I feel like we touched on some of them as we were going through our stuff anyway. But either of you want to start first?
Go ahead, king of social media.
I mean,
I guess.
Or like non-binary royal figure, but all right, sure.
Yeah, to me, I think the pros outweigh the cons. But again, it depends on how you use it, how much self-control the individual user has, and figuring out what they want from the app when they download it initially. So I've realized really early on that like I can post a lot of shit on Instagram and people like it, or they engage in a discourse or a debate with me, and on the public feed, like in the comment sections, and other people would join, you know what I'm saying, and people would share my posts on their stories. I have posts, I have this feature on my Instagram, what do you call it, like when you make it a business account, so you can see how many people share your posts, and how many people send it to other people, you know what I'm saying? And Trini told me actually to do that, because I was getting a lot of likes on my posts, and I was getting more followers, and I didn't realize. I thought it was like, oh, it's like the algorithm, people are my posts are showing up, but no, people are actually sharing them.
Does it tell you like where the people are that are doing this, like, so like a bulk of your fans are?
No, they don't. It's not that specific. You might be, but you might have to pay for it. And I don't have that feature. I don't know. But I just know the amount, the number that, like, who saved this post. Like, there's an option where you save posts, so you can go back and look at it and read them later. A lot of people save my posts, and just because I write a lot, and it might be a reference point for them, And then the amount of shares it has, people sending it to other people, and it's like hundreds. It's really hundreds of people sharing it, and it's all because they're mad specific, like in a specific community. It's like left-wing Instagram, you know what I'm saying? So you have anarchists, communists, whatever. So to me, it's always been me being able to spread my message, and I have the feeling that like I'm educating people. Not a lot, right? I don't have like 1 million followers. I have like a couple thousand, but just that feeling of spreading, like people mess me, yo, I didn't know that, that's crazy, or yo, what do you think about this, and I'll tell them my thoughts, and it's always been educational. That's the only way I've used it. I've never engaged in any sort of, once in a while a meme will pop up on my feed, somebody will post it, but it'll be an educational meme, you know what I'm saying? It would never be something like absurd or like totally humorous, and so for me, it's always social media has been very, very positive, and I've learned so much from other people. Like, I choose who I want to follow. I can unfollow somebody because I don't want to see their shit. Yo, you're posting fucking negative shit. I don't want to see that shit. Get it out my face. Unfollow, block, whatever. But I can choose to follow scholars or activists, or people who are posting real shit, writing real shit. Artists, this is my art, and it's a beautiful community. It's a network, and that's how I think it should be used. But obviously there's abuse in it, right? And some people just unfortunately don't know how to use it. But it can be so effective, especially nowadays when we're talking about revolution and reforming society and making the world a better place. We're going to need social media. We can't do it without social media. So we need to know.
That's a huge part of the social aspect in the next generation, like the current age.
So we got to know how to use it. And we got to educate people on how to use it, how not to use it. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a very important process. How far we've come from Marx and all these revolutionary thinkers talking about means of production and all this extra shit.
Yeah.
And now we're here in the digital age, and we gotta learn how to use social media. But I swear, for me, it's been very positive. The negative aspect, I guess we'll get into the negative aspects later, but for sure, for me, I've learned so much more from social media than years at school and shit. So many people posting different shit. Like, here's a link to my short essay I wrote on, this ethnic conflict in Armenia, and boom, I'm educated. If I'm worried about the misinformation, I'll Google it myself. You know what I'm saying? And see if I can fact check it on my own. But this is an incredible fact. Let me go see if it's real. You know what I'm saying? That's how most people should do it, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's positive pros outweigh the cons for me.
What do you think Marks and Angle's Twitter would look like on a daily basis? Or respective Twitters, especially.
I think Lenin's Twitter would be the most interesting. I think he'd add a little bit of humor.
Boring as shit.
Marx would be boring.
Would be
He'd only
mad
attract
boring.
like the fucking scholars, the economics professors and shit.
Yeah, Lenin would actually be posting memes.
Yeah.
He'd be like, yo, fuck the system. Karl Marx is the guy who created, well, I guess coined communism.
I know he talked about it last time.
Oh, did
Marxist isn't that like a form of it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit, never mind. I'll take it back then.
I learned
He
from
did.
his social media. No, I'm just kidding. No, I actually did.
Just like that, it comes full circle. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Dude, I feel like I call it every single episode. I call it at least 3 times. I'm like, all right, that's it for the week. Would you like to continue then?
No, I think I feel the same way. I mean, I feel like for me, social media is like a 60-40, 70-30. Like, it's not like a 50-50. I think it has more pros to it than anything. As a girl, YouTube has changed my life, and I will always sit there and say that. When I was in 7th grade, I started watching Michelle Pfau and Talia Joy, and they were the girls that taught me how to put blush on my face when my mom didn't want to. No shade to my mom. It's not that. It's like, you know, like just learning,
Mom
like
listens to this.
but I'm just saying like little things that I wasn't allowed to do, you know. But I'm saying I wanted to venture out. I wanted to find myself. I got into makeup at a very young age. Back before that it was booming on YouTube, I was obsessed with watching that, and makeup made me feel beautiful. So watching people of all genders and of all sizes be able to wear the same things as I did, I felt so included to be a part of a community, and it did a lot for my self-esteem. Which I think is also its con, because social media does affect self-esteem in different ways. But YouTube taught me how to cook differently. I learned how to cook, you know, different cuisines from different cultures, which it's like, you know, living obviously in Kissimmee, Florida, you only learn so much. And I still have parents that are, you know, have a lot of cultures to them, but I'm just saying YouTube was able to do that for me. Yeah. I don't know, it exposed me to a lot of information. Again, I was, you know, raised Catholic, converted to Christianity, then as an adult, I stepped away from the church, and I don't belong to any religion. I do believe in God, but again, that's something I learned from social media. I didn't know I thought there was only one way, because that's what I was taught. Right. So being exposed to all this new information gave me an opportunity to venture out from everything I've ever known. Which then in turn made me, I feel like, a more educated, more diverse person, which was able to spread to my sisters and everything like that. So social media did a lot of positives for that in me. It changed my music taste. It changed obviously my taste in friend groups, because then when you get exposed to information, it changed my outlook on life completely. I love everything about social media. And yes, I also like the parts that aren't the best. I like the learning about the little, the TV drama about the Kardashians. That's entertaining as much as it doesn't do anything for me. It's very, it was entertaining for me. It's helped me so much in college. Times that it was easier to watch a professor speak on a subject and then going into, a lecture and having a little bit more understanding to that. It was really, when I was trying to decide things, watching people talk about their college experience, it helped me so much. And then again, not that it's ever important, but staying in trend, watching girls do, hauls and seeing how I can afford the clothes that were popular at the time was really helpful for me to see that I can find things. I just had to look a certain way. So I feel like social media was always a good backup for me as a young girl, even as an adult. With moving out, I've just been trying to look up how I want to be more, plant-based, like with the things I own around my house, eco-friendly. I didn't know all the options that were out there. And then when you watch these Amazon hauls with all these people, it's just crazy the information that's out there if you really look for it. Yeah. And you will find information on absolutely everything. Everything. And I didn't even list half the stuff that you could find on there. It's just, and you can find things that people are selling on YouTube, on, everything. And like I said, I follow... Sean, I follow a lot of people on Instagram, so I think I have a good mixture of entertainment as well as education. But yeah, no, it changed. I think social media changed so much in my life, and a majority of it's in a positive way. So it's definitely got a win in my book.
Okay. Pouring one out. No, I think that's really well said. I think you're absolutely right. Like, in regards to the information that exists just on YouTube alone.
Right. Me and Nick are saying that as we know that there's a YouTube video out there that we filmed that we just can't find.
No, we're not talking about that. But what we are talking about is, like, I have learned so much from YouTube. I mean, of course, I've also watched a whole bunch of bullshit, but, like, even in regards to what you were saying about, like, cooking, like, I've learned so much shit about cooking from YouTube. You know, Gordon Ramsay has so many videos up there, and he's regarded as one of the best chefs in the world. I mean, dude has mad Michelin stars. Literally, the person with more Michelin stars than him was his mentor. Oh my god, I can't remember his name. I think it's Jacques Pepin, but I could be entirely wrong. Actually, I think I'm entirely... Either way, regardless, yeah, no, there's just so much shit that exists out there.
If you want to grow your hair, go to YouTube. If you want to learn how to shave a different way, go to YouTube. Everything is on YouTube.
Absolutely. There's lectures by professors, like you said. You know, you can learn about every topic. There's so many YouTube channels that are devoted to things like how to make things from scratch. There's this guy who's called, like, How to Make Everything, and he literally, each episode or, like, each video he puts out is him learning how to make something from scratch. He shows you how to, like, make paper. He shows you how to make, like, fucking, I don't know what else. I don't know why I drew the line of paper in my head, but
no, but there's a lot. If you have no health insurance, go to YouTube. I'm telling you, you will learn how to cure yourself. There's so many things that I've done for splinters, bites, that has just saved me from going to the hospital.
Actually, funny that you said it, because even Dr. Sebi is on YouTube. You can find a whole bunch of Dr. Sebi's
Bill Nye's
YouTube
still
videos.
actively on YouTube, everyone. Just letting you know right now.
Like, dude, there's so much. You know, Neil deGrasse Tyson's on YouTube, so you can learn about physics and astrophysics. Like, there's so many people that are on YouTube or making YouTube videos at the very least. I mean, that's not even including podcasts. Just all these great minds coming together and having, like, wonderful discussions, and then you get to hear opinions. But yeah, no, there's a whole lot. In regards to what you guys are saying, I mean, personally, I've just always viewed social media generally
as beneath him.
Pretty just pretty negatively in general. I mean, I've always just seen it as, like, people arguing with each other and people, like, having drama with each other, and I'm like, this is kind of stupid.
But you left social media in middle school, high school, like,
right? Yeah. I'm getting to that point. No, I'm not gonna, like, end it there and say, well, that's my opinion on it. No, because you guys do make some really good points. I mean, as much as there was a whole bunch of stupid ass drama on there, there's also a significant amount of connection. I mean, even just putting ideas and knowledge aside, like just like the social connection aspect of it, you know, people connecting from all over the world is really a miraculous thing. Like, that's fucking incredible that we can even say that. You know, I mean, imagine saying this, like, what, 40, 50 years ago or something, that we'll be able to connect, like, instantaneously with people from all over the world. And it's just, it really is astounding. And I think you guys are both right. And it kind of changes my opinion a little on social media, that it really can be used for a lot more beneficial things if people use it the right way. I mean, networking in general, like people coming together as large groups who share some interest or some direction or goal, like it's astounding. I mean, it really could be really amazing. I hate that I used really twice.
But the thing is, I've been, like, not that I'm, like, pushing you to get social media, but that's what I've been telling Nick. I was like, get social media. He's like, nope. I'm like, but just get it and just choose who you're going to be. So talk, you know, follow me, you don't have to post anything. At least you get to see, like, when I tell Nick I have to give him updates, he goes like, I don't know, I'm like, I posted it. Like, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that, like, believe me, I think people that, like, post every second of everything that they do in their life is, like, it's kind of like, you know, they're falling into what you were talking about, where it's like, you lose yourself into social media. But I think it's like, we're always up to date, you know, because we constantly see things that we're feeling or knowing about each other. That's what I'm saying, like, and you can private yourself completely, not post anything and just follow informational stuff. Or sometimes, like, my dad, you know, like, is really into that, and all he watches is, like, food. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, you can have an interest. You know, my mom's into, you know, being a single person now, so she follows a lot of single ladies and how they recover, you know, mentally and emotionally. And honestly, it's really helped my mom. It really has.
No, I was just gonna say all the single ladies. And I was gonna start singing it.
No, but it really has. Like, my mom's found, like, a lot of, like, TV shows and, like, motivational like quotes that, like, help her get through the day. And so it's like little things, but
yeah, and I guess it is just.
I hope you give it a shot one day.
Yeah, I mean, I'll definitely think about it more after tonight, but yeah, I guess it's just always that it's always been that kind of like grumpy old man.
Yeah, but don't make Sean make it seem like he doesn't like. I see him like people's photos that have nothing to do with nothing. I'm going to say Genghis Sean, and it's just like like this. I don't.
It's just friends.
Lydia
it's like
what? Lily's not gonna listen to this. That's okay.
No, it'll be like I have friends like, and whoever likes my shit, bro, I'm just always gonna give love back. Like, fuck
especially to Lydia.
You're a clown, bro. No, but
for real, take me back.
Well, that's it for today, guys.
No,
finally, I'm not the one who cuts it early.
No, I wanted to say that for me, I never feel like. Sometimes, like, I'm on my phone and I'll feel, like, unproductive. Like, yo, fuck off. Like, and that I feel that when I'm playing, like, Bloons Tower Defense. You feel me? Like,
Steve will send me replays of he'll send me, like, full videos of him battling against someone. Yeah.
Is it that fun?
Yeah. It is that fun.
I haven't played, like, a game since, like, Plants vs. Zombies.
Dude.
no, but
That shit was fun.
We have to get in the con soon.
no, what I wanted to say was, I don't have that feeling of being unproductive. Like, I can spend, even though I don't, but there are days where I end up spending maybe 2-3 hours on, like, Instagram, for example. And I don't feel, like, unproductive, even though I spend maybe 2-3 hours on Instagram. And it's not just arguing, like, it's not just unnecessary arguing, it's discourse, it's debate. I don't look at it as like, oh, fuck you, man, you're an asshole, but it's more like, well, actually, the Cuban Revolution was violent, but it was justified. You know what I'm saying? It's healthy discussion.
Right.
And that's what I try to engage in, and I don't feel like when I scroll on Twitter, it's so beautiful. Like, there are people talking about one topic, because there are communities in Twitter, right? You have like, let's say like hip hop Twitter, just constant discourse on hip hop Twitter, debating about artists and which album was best and shit like that. But then you have like Southeast Asian history Twitter. It's literally a fucking special community. Or like South African Twitter. I'm because I'm from the Balkans, I'm in Balkan Twitter, and there's always arguments between certain groups, Serbs, Albanians, that can obviously get a little violent, whatever, and whatever, all that, all of that shit. So but it's healthy, it's beautiful, and I don't look at it like, oh my god, I gotta limit my time on Twitter, because I'm just absorbing so much information that is only elevating me. I'm not letting nothing bring me down. If I'm using Twitter, like, that shit is gonna bring me up. If I'm watching like a movie or some shit, that's kind of my, like, Bloons or what, like, I take that time. I'm not like a fucking robot. I'm not constantly just absorbing information. I try to give myself some space where I'm maybe playing a game. I like zombies, if I get the chance to play zombies, I'll play zombies. If I watch a movie, I'll watch a movie. Go to Nick's house, make some burgers, that's always fun. But
talking about our date night.
Oh.
She's looking at him like, man, this is getting very specific. This is getting really personal, huh?
No, you definitely need to get on TikTok. There's so many I'm on Marxist Twitter. Not Twitter, sorry. I'm on Marxist TikTok and leftist TikTok.
That's crazy.
And it's just literally guys yelling into a phone, being like, you need to stop doing it. I'm like, okay, I'll be better.
Cease to me.
No, but or they're gonna
dismantle.
Or they make reactions to conservatives and they prove how all that they were just teaching was wrong.
Yeah.
You should get on there.
Dude,
you would go hard. Anybody that's like leftist does really good on there.
Yeah, because it's so easy. Like, just on a quick little side note, because I've watched so many conservative videos, because I actually
they're kind of scary.
Yeah, and that's the point of them. A lot of them use heads go on that. A lot of them use fear mongering.
Yeah.
Like, they love to spread fear-mongering and
I
paranoia.
know how you've been, like, on TikTok, it's, like, going that, like, apparently something's gonna happen in March. And...
Something's supposed to have been happening since, October, then November, then December, then January.
But I'm saying it's all, like you said, fear. Like, just putting
it's always, oh, it's coming! Oh, they're gonna get you! That's literally the entire ideology is someone's gonna get you, you have to stop them.
Yeah.
And it's panicky. You know, that's why a lot
Why
of
do they want to be oppressed so bad? I don't get it. Why do they want to live like that?
The second they admit they're not oppressed, they have to admit they're the oppressors.
Oh, that's true.
Beautiful.
All right, that's
Put it on TikTok.
Fucking beautiful.
Yeah, dude. So, like, I actually used to be a fan of Steven Crowder and Ben Shapiro. I used to tell him that, and he's like, nah, they're Nazis.
You like Ben Shapiro?
Yeah, I used to.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, dude. It was because the way...
Hold on, I just want to double check. Go ahead. I just
He's
want to
making fun of me, like, why do you call everybody a Nazi?
Yeah, dude, because he used to just call everyone a Nazi. And
this guy is an actual sociopath.
Yeah.
And the thing is, what bothers me is he did a whole thing about masculine men, and he is so not masculine.
Oh, yeah, Hassan talks about that. There's this leftist YouTuber I'll show you named Hassan. Hassan's like 6'2".
Is he the one that tries to box people, though? Like, for real, or no?
No. But Hassan is like 6'2". He's Turkish. Yeah. He's mad handsome and big.
I could include that in there. He's handsome.
Because Ben Shapiro's not. So it's like, so he points out because Ben Shapiro posts something on Twitter and he retweeted him. He's like, Ben. He's like, or he says something like Benny Boy. He's like, listen, I'm 6'2", I'm huge as fuck, I'm handsome. He's like, look at you, like, you know, even by your definition of men, you're not a man. And it was so funny.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, he was like, he did a thing because Harry Styles did a magazine cover wearing a dress, which
him again, and his sister,
and he looked amazing, Harry Styles. And then he went in talking about that, and I, like, hearing his voice and like seeing his body, I was just like, are you really gonna be wearing?
Well, actually,
exactly.
Like a hangman.
You're losing the joke. You're losing the
motherfucker built like
a stick man.
Stick man.
You got him. No, but I used to be a fan of his because he would present his arguments in a very logical way, and he would back it up with a lot of facts and evidence. And I was like, oh, hey, you know, I'm a smart guy. I like facts and evidence to back up your claims. Little did I know that all of his facts and evidence are just, like, misappropriated, like, cherry-picked data that he presents in such a rapid-fire way that you don't have time to sit down and actually think about what he's saying.
Those are the most dangerous people. That's gotten me caught up in the past, like, when I was, when I was in that whole, like, mix of, I don't know, I'm like, whatever, because I'd hear people speaking, I'm like, they sound so educated when they speak that I didn't even absorb what they were saying. When I did, I was like, I disagree completely.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, I've seen so many videos debunking all of these videos, you know? Like, even whenever I was listening, because Steven Crowder, I very quickly stopped liking him. Like, I liked...
I don't know who that is at all. I'm gonna look
he did those videos where it's like, change my mind. He would go to
oh my gosh, yes! And I used to tell you, I was like, no, he's so rude. He acts so condescending. I don't like it.
I like...
And I don't care if this podcast ever hits, the one person I cannot stand when he tries to promote education is Charlie Kirk. And Candace Owens, you guys are so embarrassing to the human race. I don't understand how you guys can back up all of your information with literally misinformation. It's so laughable, your whole mindset and your concept. And they have spread so much social media that they've pushed so many kids going to the conservative way. And they don't even hear their tone of everything. It's wrong. It's all wrong. I hate Charlie Kirk, and I don't care. I don't care. I hope that follows me forever. I hate Charlie Kirk.
Later on, Aryanna comes out. So
no, Charlie
I broke up with my boyfriend, and I started dating this new guy.
No, Charlie Kirk is literally a misogynist, racist, homophobic, satanic, Christian, everything that is terrible in the world. You are. I know it. I just know it.
Yeah.
And I've seen so many people that I've known, I've gone to high school with, lose themselves to Charlie Kirk. I don't know what about him. He literally looks like. I don't know.
Dude, even
I just hate everything about it.
You gotta listen to some debates because he just gets bodied.
Who?
Yeah.
Charlie Kirk.
I need to hear them because he only posts his part being like whatever.
Oh yeah, they love doing that. Where it's like times Charlie Kirk destroys the leftists.
Yes.
But I watched
it's
one
like an 8-year-old kid.
Yeah, but it's like Hassan has dismantled him
This guy.
multiple times.
I just hate him. But
Yeah. Hassan, the dude I was talking
Owens
about,
is literally the same thing, just a different version.
But like
of him.
the dude I was just talking about, Hassan, he literally dismantled him multiple times.
Just a caption: acquitted again.
Yeah,
he's a fascist.
Imagine voting for somebody that was up for impeachment twice, and you're proud of that. Oh my god.
So okay, that's the other thing is you calling everyone fascist used to frustrate the shit out of me because I was like, well, what the fuck is a fascist? And then but then whenever I'd ask him, he's like, they're just fascists, and I'm like,
it does make me annoyed that Sean was very woke before everybody.
Yeah,
I'll never give him that to his face. Like as I'm saying this, I'm completely regretting this, but I'm just saying like the entire thing.
It was just like the way he presented information was just so bad. Like that's the best way I could put it. This turned into us just dunking on Sean, but like no,
I know this is all supposed to be about social media, but all these people that were listening literally ruined social media for other people.
Yeah, they are huge on social media, so I think it does tie in, and it
what
starts
do you guys think
tying
about
into
Joe Rogan, isn't it?
I like Joe Rogan's podcast for entertainment purposes. Yeah, no, they're good. They're good to hear just conversations with a whole bunch of different people. Like, you know, it depends on the person he has on, really. I like his ones with Duncan Trussell because they always talk about like magic and LSD, and they get into really trippy shit that I love listening to. It actually got me to listen to Duncan Trussell's podcast, which is even cooler. But regardless, I think this is a great segue into the cons of social media in regards to conservatives.
He saw Sean check the clock and he was like, I'm gonna change this. I'm gonna mess this up.
No. So I mean, I think that
Nick's
this
like, I'm ready
is
for the
huge.
cons.
I think that this is a huge one, though, is that is not just misinformation, but you know, people.
We all sound really like biased though, because we're all like, anybody that's conservative is horrible for social media.
Yeah, well, see,
that's
the
a
issue,
fact. That's an objective truth.
So the issue with that is, it's like, the way I would say is it's not always the people, because I think a lot of people are just kind of echoes. You know, they're just spreading information that was spread to them. So I don't think that those people are specifically a problem. I think it's the information and the sources that are the issue. Like, to say that Candace Owens and Charlie Kirk and Ben Shapiro and Steven Crowder and even Gun Girl Poo Poo Bennett, they're
all terrible.
Yeah. They're all really terrible. But the ideology itself is really at its core just terrible.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's
but
easily
they super
defunct.
mass spread misinformation to children, especially.
Incredibly.
Which is like super Hitlery, like very Nazi vibes, very scary.
But the thing is, they will get offended if you call them Nazis, but then they will walk around and act very Nazi-like.
Their ideologies match the KKK, and for that alone,
so it's like, and then they're like, well, it's not our fault that they just happen to latch on.
Because
it's like,
what they'll do is they'll use a special magic book that will justify them being the way that they are.
Yeah, no, it's just the Bible. It's just God's word, not mine.
And that's why, like, I'm always so scared when we talk on the podcast, and I'm like, I don't want to say anything I regret. I will never regret saying that Charlie Kirk and Candace Owens are terrible people.
No.
I don't care if one day I make it and I'm a part of something. I will stand by my words. I would not want that to be when my kids hear, and anybody I love to like listen and think that that's okay.
Yeah, no, but
they're the biggest cons.
Yeah, dude, they're grifters. I love hearing that word, and I get to finally use it to talk about them. But yeah, no, they definitely do.
I can't even think of more cons. I'm just so focused on how much I hate Charlie Kirk and Candace
Dennis
Owens.
Prager's a huge one. You ever seen PragerU videos on YouTube?
I
So that's a great example as well. PragerU it's this online university, and I'm putting up air quotations, dedicated to spreading the correct narrative about history. So what it is it's a lot of conservative propaganda. That is literally bankrolled by billionaires, Dennis Prager himself being one of them. Like they have a video on socialism that's the whole video because like they invite guest stars on to speak on whatever topic. That whole one on socialism was the guest star was the founder of Hardee's Jr. Yeah, ultra wealthy millionaire or billionaire speaking on socialism, trying to spread the information and correct all the misinformation out there in regards to socialism. And it's like those videos are dangerous because of the very same fact that I used to like Ben Shapiro, is because I'd be like, well, these are pretty solid arguments. But then, once again, I see so many videos nowadays that just, like, debunk all of them. They throw graphs on the screen that literally don't have numbers.
I don't want to forget this, and, like, not to contribute to the podcast. I'm just saying, have you guys spoke about K through 5 or K through 12 school education propaganda? I think that would be a great podcast.
We want to get into education specifically, but I need to finish this book, Pedagogy of the Oppressed. Okay. Once I finish that, then we can get into it.
Okay, now we can go back to it. I just want that. I want that to be on record that I think that needs to be discussed because.
Oh yeah.
I don't know about you, but when I literally told you guys in like the feminist podcast that was so mind blowing. All the propaganda in every way, shape, and form, our history and the way we're taught about each other. Just when you focus on
especially when you find out that other countries learn different, more correct history.
How about I just found out that we label other countries incorrectly? Like Germany is not called Germany; they call
Deutschland.
What? Like
we
think we're the center of the universe. I hate it.
Yeah, and that's such a big. Oh my god.
Okay, we're gonna get into
like we'll end up getting into a whole.
Again, that was another pro of social media. They saying that on social media that we don't even use correct terms. Yeah. Who do we think we are? Who literally died and left America in charge? It's crazy.
Yeah, someone even said that the other day. Like who died and left
me
and left America God.
I said that.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh, that was
Thank
really
you for
funny.
quoting me.
Yeah, I just wanted to quote this one wise woman.
It's very feminist of you.
Go with
your cons.
No, but even like the country of Japan is called Nippon.
Yeah, there's so much. Again, I learned more propaganda, obviously, like I said, but from social media. It was just crazy that. I don't know, all the wars that I've learned about throughout, school, I thought we were the champions. I thought we were the saviors. And when I think about it now, it's heartbreaking to know that I belong to something so terrible and evil.
Yeah, dog. I mean, dude, just the Vietnam War, the Korean War, the way we destroyed Japan.
Every war, I don't know what we did to really make a positive. In the entire aspect of everything.
All right, if anyone's listening and you want to understand literally anything about how truly fucked up the U.S. is, you can disagree.
Go ahead and follow Gang.
You can disagree with absolutely everything we've said up to this point. All you need to do to form your own opinion that will open your eyes a lot is just look into the Vietnam War. That's it. Just look into it. Look into both sides. I think that's a pretty fair assessment. You look into the American side, look into the Vietnamese side, and find out why we were there, find out what we fought for, what we gained, and what we lost. Because that, in and of itself, is enough to open anybody's eyes to literally anything. The Vietnam War was a horrible, horrible human rights atrocity on our end. Like the fact that we have committed so many like human rights violations over there that are still affecting the people to this day is insane. It's baffling.
He's such a hater.
If there's literally anything, that is the only thing that comes to mind, because that's one thing that they haven't properly indoctrinated people, because it hasn't been long enough. They haven't been able to spin the history enough. So I think that's the only thing that people haven't been told lies about enough to look into on their own to actually become radicalized. I mean, that if that doesn't make you look at America sideways, I don't know what the fuck will. Because we literally had no business being there. Anyway, yeah, look into it, form your own opinion.
Pros of social media, he learned that.
Yeah. So yeah, back to the cons of social media. I mean, I think that's the biggest one, is unfortunately it gives the wrong people a platform.
I think there's another big con though.
Yeah.
Anybody want to go?
No. You.
Okay, so I think another big con, and this is coming, again, I'm not trying to like segregate myself into being the fact that being a girl, but I think that social media is very dangerous to young girls in body positivity and sexual not identity. I don't use that word. Sexual. No, it's the way that they are sexually, like
just
sexualized. Like I think that we live in a world where a certain body type is what you shoot for. Again, not that that's a bad thing, but I know that social media plays into the whole, like, you're supposed to look like this
reinforces
social media
the standards that
star.
are
So when little girls see that, it obviously you think that they had eating disorders to the amount that they do back then that they do now? No, that's a big contributor to the, I think, depression and to stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like girls being more suicidal, more unhappy with themselves by seeing these beauty standards that are just not realistic and not real. And I think that that's a big con. I think, you know, obviously having sisters and seeing how other girls talk about themselves. I mean, I talk about myself all the time. I'm always referring myself so negatively because I know that the way that most men would want girls to look are these Instagram models that have non-existent waist and overly, you know, big, you know, assets. Like I'm like we're all like supposed to look like anime characters with super huge breasts, super huge bottoms, no waist, tiny little feet. It's supposed to be like all 5'5". Yeah, exactly, and that's what I'm saying. So it's like, and to own all of these, you know, expensive brands, that to me is like, you know, it's being promoted that this is what you're supposed to look like, supposed to be like, and this is what's going to get you the most attention, which also goes now into the girls over-sexualizing themselves as children, wearing little tops and posting revealing photos because you know that that's what is more appealing on social media. Is showing
people want attention.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what I'm saying. And that's not a negative thing. Is wanting to be liked, and that's just us as humans wanting, you know, others' attention and affection, and you know, overall approval. Yeah. So, I think social media is, again, not to sit there and say that one is more, you know, damaging to another, but as speaking as a girl growing up on social media, I definitely think it's played a role in a lot, you know, with the way that girls feel about themselves, confidence-wise, and promoting themselves. Not, again, I completely support sex work if that's what a girl wants to do, 1,000%. But I feel bad for the girls that feel that that's what is needed for approval from other people, is to show off, you know, parts of your body. Yeah. You know, which in turn, again, it could be whatever you want it to be. Like if we already established, social media is what you make it to be, but it just, as we forget that even though we are all 23, 24 talking about social media, there's 6-year-olds, 7-year-olds that are looking at social media and wanting to be like Nikita Dragon, Shane Dawson, Jeffree Star, Kylie Jenner, Kim Kardashian, Jojo Siwa. There's so many different influencers, and that's what they're called, influencers. They make an influence on people. And whether they make a positive or a negative one, we obviously see those effects later in life, which it sucks because some can be really great because they're educational and others can be developing crazy, you know, mindsets due to what they see on the internet. Which I mean, think about it. We all grew up watching those challenges where people would be commit suicide. Mm-hmm. Social media has played a dangerous game for kids. I think that's the biggest con right now. Yeah. Is social media has a lot of negative aspects, but it's so negative when it's hit at a certain age.
Mm. I think that's what the movie Cuties ultimately like attack too.
Yes, like, it's the social media. I mean, think about it. Like, you know, she saw that and she wanted to be a part of all that. And she, what ended up making everything so bad in that movie is the fact that she started sexualizing herself because that's what was popular. That's what was liked.
Yeah, she's like, oh well, you know, I'm unpopular. I'm unliked. I want to be popular and liked. I see all these videos that that get spread around of like these dance crews who dance and look, they get all these likes on whatever fake social media that they use in the movie.
And that's what I'm saying. Like at the end of the day, I don't think a girl posting in a bikini is a sexual photo unless you sexualize it.
You're at the fucking beach.
Yeah, no, but it's like
she's got her legs spread. She's like licking her lips. That's a whole different story.
No, but like I think, like I said, I don't think it's sexualized. I think we sexualize something, but I just don't want young girls to feel forced to wear like tiny outfits or to show off, you know, their breasts or their bottom, to sit there and be like, this is what's gonna get me a lot of likes. This is gonna do this. And again, like I said earlier, makeup has been so great for me, but I don't want other girls to feel like watching all of these makeup artists pound makeup on their face, that's what's going to make them beautiful. So I think that I'm all for social media at a timely manner for each individual, and everyone's and I don't think it's a 12 years old is a day. No, you know, there's different maturity levels for everybody, but
you just treat it like,
you know, when you have a girl that's already like insecure because of the way she's going to school, and you watch people on social media rate each other's outfits or post certain things like that, or showing what you eat in a day and they're in a calorie deficit and their children doing it, it's like that's dangerous because they want to be like the next YouTuber. So all of that plays into a toll. I mean, as well as, you know, sex offenders finding you on social media. Yeah. So that's scary. So I'm all for...
It's like Club Penguin. You remember that shit?
Oh my god. No, but I used to get banned for cussing on there. But I think that's my only negative, I guess, is the only con I see is that the way that it affects children.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and I think you're right at saying that like sexuality kind of bleeds into.
And when we're saying
many
sexuality,
areas.
it's like sexual like expression, not exactly.
Okay. Hypersexuality.
Yes, I guess that's what.
Because we're not talking about sexual orientation or anything. We're just talking about like the overt sexualization.
Yeah, the need to over sexualize themselves.
Right. Yeah. And I think like even on the inverse side, like I don't know. I was gonna say that for boys growing up, it teaches them to look at things more sexually.
And as I'm saying, I definitely didn't also want to take anything away from boys, because I know that boys seeing men that are working out constantly and having these fatigues, like
that as well,
or these body shapes that are like what did I say? Fatigue. I don't know why I said that. No, physiques. Oh my god, that's embarrassing. That's on a podcast. But thank you. But like physiques that look, all built, and it's like having a stomach is okay. You don't have to have abs. It's not that serious. And like I said, sexualizing girls when they have girls that are like doing certain things on social media, then I think it kind of like sets a standard to be a certain way.
And that was the part that I was pointing to. I think you're right as well, though, about the standards that are set for men. Like, to be a man, you have to be this certain way. Yeah. And especially seeing, like, pictures, like, you remember Dan Bilzerian? The dude with the big beard who always had money and yachts and always had
and all the
hot
girls.
Women.
Yeah.
He's like, this is a real man. A real man has hot women and money and stuff and a beard. It's like as a kid you can't grow a fucking beard. I remember, how long I wanted to grow facial hair as a kid? Like dead ass. Like in middle school I wanted a beard. I was like, no, I want it now. I used to shave my naked face just because I heard that shaving makes your hair grow faster. Like. Wow, I actually never thought about that. Like, that's just, it's so stupid.
Everything plays a role on kids. We're so influenced and we don't even realize it.
Yeah, dude. And it's so fucking
it's scary.
Stupid, but...
I think it all comes down...
She and I were speaking.
Sorry.
Oh my gosh.
Put me back in my cage. I think it all comes down to education. Educating your child on how to use social media and shit, because when you first open an Instagram before you follow anybody, the first shit you're gonna see is just all these celebrities, all these Kylie Jenner, all these influencers and whatever, just these corny ass people, like, and if you fall into that trap, you're gonna get sucked in. You know what I'm saying? But if you are educated, or if you've been educated to know who to follow, what to do, you're gonna have an overall healthier experience. Right. And that's the overall con of social media, is mental and physical health. Everything you were explaining is just mental and physical health, whether it's on children or grown ass people, people of color, people of all different sexual orientations, people of all genders. It's gonna affect you in a certain way. So that's why education and the usage of social media, especially within the age of what is now called surveillance capitalism, where you have these algorithms where you type something on Google or you talk about it.
Oh my gosh, that's
and it'll
scary.
show up on your feed. So I think that education is key, and we must have the sort of educational revolution when it comes to social media usage. Get on social media, limit yourself, don't spend too much time there, and make sure that you're elevating yourself. If you're not elevating yourself, you're just harming yourself. I don't get into these influencers. I don't know what they're posting about. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm in a community of people who are talking about, like, plant-based lifestyles or Pan-African history or some shit, So it all comes down how to use it. You have a kid in the future, you need to educate your kid on what to avoid in social media.
And if not, we'll find you.
Maybe even, see what they're on. Make sure you kind of check up on them and see that they're not engaged in these toxic, aspects of the social media. And who the fuck cares about what the fuck these influencers are posting? Like, who the fuck cares? These people are nobodies. They're losers. They make money off of our time, off of our time, literally.
Mm.
And we as a collective need to, have this sort of collective boycott of them, of these influencers. We got to stop following. It's always funny to me. If you go on my Instagram and see who I'm following, you will very rarely see a blue check.
He changed it because he saw me trying to go look at it.
You know what I'm saying? Like there may be a few like underground rappers who have that blue check mark, but other than that, I don't follow any blue check mark people. And I think it's very important.
Why do you follow Kylie Jenner and Kim Kardashian?
I'm
just kidding.
Stop playing.
Shit. And that's it for this week, folks.
But if you go on random people's pages,
you follow so many people with foreign names.
Yeah, there's
really
just
cool.
Foreign activists, people who post about their own country and shit like that.
Oh,
damn.
So
this mad famous bitch. What the fuck? Wow, that's crazy.
shit, she cute. Pass that shit over here.
But seriously, go pick a random friend you got and see who they're following, and it's just gonna be just mad toxic shit.
Mine is toxic. Yes. He literally, I feel like he's saying it like.
I swear I didn't look at your following. I don't know. I'm just saying. People in general, they'll follow like celebrities. Like, what the fuck are you following celebrities for? What the fuck? Like,
because I want to know how Kylie Jenner's gonna paint her nails next week. Okay.
So that's just my take.
Let's wrap this up now. Final words, everyone.
Overall, it's got definitely social media is like a 60-40, 70-30 to me. There's pros and cons with it. I feel like what Sean keeps like reiterating is it is what you make it to be. So if you choose and you seek entertainment and bullcrap, then that's what you're gonna feed yourself then and turn into that. But if you're on here trying to send a message while still enjoying yourself, then you're gonna get that. But I think that my last words would definitely just be, please do not listen to Charlie Kirk and Candace Owens. And that's it for me. And I hope I'm on the next podcast.
I'd like to just say, people who are on social media right now, do a social media cleanse. And I'm not talking about like the cleanse where you kind of stay away from social media for like a week, but I'm saying go through your following, see who you're following, delete all these
okay, Sean, damn, I'm gonna do it.
corny people, celebrities, influencers. You don't need that in your life, and go follow people that will elevate you. So I think that would be my last message. It's not bad. Social media is not inherently bad. Actually, I think on the contrary, it's inherently beneficial to the expansion of your intellect and sort of emotional strength and just overall knowledge on you ain't tricking me, bro. But yeah, so social media, good.
I think the opposite. I think social media is inherently no.
No, he's an influence.
No.
I'm gonna be a podcast.
No, I definitely want to look into it more. I would say what they're saying sounds right. Just be more aware, I guess, in how you operate through social media, and aware in like how much, even when you don't realize it, it influences you. So you keep that in mind as you go through it, and I think things should be all right. And in regards to like kids, I mean, just trying to teach them to be aware and explaining to them why certain influences can be really bad.
Oh no, this isn't real, like, for right now. I had another podcast idea that would kill.
Anyway.
Nature versus nurture.
Nature versus nurture.
Or no, wait, what is the one that you think like evil is like nature, not like a...
Whether we're inherently evil or...
Yeah,
good.
Please do a podcast.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Okay, look forward to that. I might come in for that too, because just to listen.
I mean, my flow's gone. I don't know what I'm saying.
Sorry, I'm just so excited.
Just pay attention to what you allow yourself to absorb, because whether you like it or not, whether you think it's beneficial or not, you're still absorbing it. I mean, it's like eating food and trying to tell yourself what to poop out. It's like,
right.
No, it all goes through and gets processed the same way. So
like
you
that.
just keep all that in mind. And I think that's it for this week. Next week, do you have any idea what we're going to do?
I had two ideas.
Okay.
I love that idea.
Oh my god, I want to do that. Can I at least just hear it like next time? I'll just sit and watch.
No, if you're gonna be in it.
If you're gonna be here,
I told you I disagree with Sean in that, and me and him I don't rarely disagree, but I completely think that we're naturally evil.
So we could do that.
We'll be moderating a debate next week, apparently.
But the earlier one that we mentioned was sort of high school propaganda, high school lies.
Schooling propaganda. Because it's really throughout. I mean, because if you think about it,
you just took my 2 ideas that I said.
That's what I'm saying. Both your ideas. So
like both of her ideas that I made better. That's all it was.
Literally just reiterated it.
No. They were woman ideas, but now they're man ideas. So
me, white man, make Spanish girl ideas better.
You're the worst anti-imperialist I've ever seen.
I didn't say that. You did. I literally put words in my mouth.
Why are you trying to hit me?
Yeah, chill, dog. Yo, back up. I don't like you like that, Sean. Why are you listening to shit right now? We're still recording. Anyway, so yeah, I guess next week we'll do one of those two, either nature versus nurture. Or actually, I'd probably do that one. I want to save education because I have so much to say about it.
It's not necessarily education.
Wait.
But it's not. It's just lies. It's lies you heard. Lies you heard.
Yeah, I know,
lies
but
I heard.
I'd rather get into education before getting into all of that because it's kind of a branch off of education. Like propaganda in the education system. I'd rather get into education as a broad topic and then branch out into that, maybe into episodes after that one. Because I have so much that I want to say about education.
Oh, so that's going to be like the one 2 weeks from now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so...
No, I think the Nature versus Nurture is going to be like a great podcast. So
yeah,
please look forward to that one.
Next week, we'll do that.
Alright, so next week, Nature versus Nurture.
You on the show?
Oh, I'm going to be on next week. So
okay, so we're going to have the Radical Rascals.
And Aryanna.
We're going to have like a little cardboard sign.
I want to become a part of this podcast family. I feel like I'm a really great addition. Thank you for listening, Mojo.
Okay. Shout outs to Mojo.
Shout out Mojo.
He's like, hey, yo, he listens to these in like 1.5 times speed.
He's I don't blame him.
Dude, we posted it and he messaged us like 40 minutes later, yo, that shit was good. I was like, bro, that shit was an hour 20 minutes.
Does what I do. I just kind of pick and choose. Like when
he literally listened to it in 1.5 times speed.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because I told him, I was like, bro, how do you listen to an hour and 15 minutes in 40 minutes? He's like, nah, I play that shit fast forward. I was like, oh, never mind.
Well, the next one will be better. I think we were a little scattered and we all felt very passionate, but the next week I'm prepped. I've literally been learning about philosophers and their ideas behind nature versus nurture because I've heard that you have a really strong opinion about this. So I've been waiting for this day.
All right. So thank you for tuning in, all 15 of you.
Except for Charlie Kirk. Don't listen to this.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Candace Owens.
Fuck
and
you,
Caitlin
Charlie
Bennett.
Kirk.
I don't
fuck
like you.
Yeah, fuck you. Nah, Caitlin Bennett, she pooped herself. That's just gonna follow her everywhere. Candace Owens, fuck you.
Any conservative extremist.
Yeah, that's redundant.
What?
Conservative extremists.
They really are, exactly.
Yeah, I mean the only thing more extreme than conservatives are alt-right, but to me they're just mask-off conservatives. They're just conservatives.
And everyone that listens is with the Baptist Church.
The Westboro Baptist Church.
Westboro Baptist Church, them too.
Alright, well, fuck you guys.